preaching. Jenny and I are in the church. We do a service, and then, which I've already told you is the shortest sermon I've ever preached, right around 7 minutes. Shortest sermon I ever preached. But then after that, they had a fellowship luncheon to welcome us. And after the fellowship luncheon, Jenny and I and the kids, we stroll out to the car. And as we get to the car, our window had been busted and someone had gone through our car. And it was interesting because at that moment, there was a trustee of the church who went and got his vacuumed out of the car and did all those types of things. But he turned to me and he said, "Listen, Mike, I just want you to know that there's been some break-ins that have been going on around here, and it's really been a concern of the church." And so we had a leadership council meeting, and at the leadership council meeting, it was talked about that we asked a locksmith to come out and to evaluate the church to see how what we could do as far as the locks of the church went, and make sure that no one would be able to get into the building. And the locksmith showed up. We walked around. We walked into the main church, and there is just this huge glass window as you walk in. It's glass doors as you open. It's somewhat similar to what we have right here. And as we approached the door, the locksmith actually started laughing. And I turned and I said, we are interested in making sure that this is a safe place, that no one can enter here when we lock the doors and things like that. And he started laughing, and he turned and he said, "Listen, I don't want to waste your time, but I can tell you this. If someone wants to get in your church, the locks on the door aren't going to matter. If you want to spend that money on me replacing the locks, I'm okay with it. But the only thing that it's going to make you do is feel better." Now, the reason why I have this on my mind is because of the scripture reading that I just read for you. We hear of the disciples hiding in fear behind locked doors. It's the evening of Easter. The disciples are worried that the same people who got to Christ are going to get to them. And at this time, we all know that Mary is the only one who has seen the risen Christ. So what do we do? What is there to do for the disciples? Lock themselves away. Separate themselves from being seen. Hide. And if we're honest with ourselves, we can relate to the disciples, can't we? Locks come in all shapes and sizes, don't they? Some locks we put on our hearts. Some locks we put on our minds. Some locks we even put on our faith. It's quite natural when we have suffered an injustice in our lives to close the door and turn the lock. I would imagine that all of us in here have had an instance where a frustration, an aggravation, something has happened in our lives, some type of situation where we proceed to go through a door, to turn around, and to turn that deadbolt. A couple of years ago, I was told from another pastor a story of a woman at the church. And as she had started attending, he had noticed that she had always sat in the back. that she would come in and she would stick to herself, that she would come in, she would worship, and she would exit just before the end of the service. And one Sunday, the pastor said, you know what, I really wanted to make sure, I want to talk to this lady, I want to introduce myself, I want to make sure that she knows that she's looked at here, that she's sought after here, that it's important for her to be here. I want her to feel welcomed. And so what he did was, he announced the closing hymn, and he walked all the way to the back, and he did his benediction from the back of the church, right before she was able to sneak out. So as she got up, she approached him, and he greeted her. Hey.